Hello sweeties! We're looking at the week of August 25, 2019, and it's all about Virgo. We've got 40% of the planets in that deliciously well-behaved sign, telling us to get organized, fill out our forms, check our diaries, pay our bills, generally behave like responsible grown-ups, vomit. Sure, it's true, no one, except maybe the Virgos, enjoys this stuff. But the fact is, once you've done all that tedious discipline stuff, it's amazing how good you feel about yourself. Weird. And it's fascinating how much easier the rest of your life becomes once you've done it all. Thanks for listening to Astrology with Linda Shaw. Don't forget to subscribe, it's free, and press the bell thing, you'll be sent reminders. That's enough of that, let's get to the stars. Virgo, my splendid little Sergeant Major, you are to be congratulated. Your taxes are up to date. Your phone bill's been paid 3 months in advance. Superb! In fact, your lesson for the week is that although these things you do so naturally are extraordinary, you have to remember that they're talents, your talents. For those who don't have those talents, which is everybody else, this stuff is like swimming uphill through treacle. Sticky, difficult, a nightmare. So be gentle with them and help out where you can. Meanwhile, you now have plenty of time to develop your social skills, patience, charm, tolerance. Your week is about your personal power. Use it with care. You're very powerful now. Lives are being affected by your decisions. This is your chance to make the world a better place, with you in a very good seat. Take your time. That's it for Virgo. Libra, my gorgeous little fluff ball. Have you been dashing about? Excellent. Movement is vital if you want to keep those talented juices flowing. There's travel brewing with a potentially long and meaningful look at foreign countries, if you're interested. Even if you don't actually move, you'll come back with some fascinating ideas about how to make the most of your life and your money. Still, try to stay vaguely practical. The potential for confusion could mess up your plans if you let it, so don't let it. Use Friday's very sensible new moon to decide what you really want. Actually, what are we saying? Decisions aren't really your thing, are they? So how about making one choice a week? For now, think about love. How's it going there? Be careful with this stuff. It's fragile. That's it for Libra. Scorpio, my little puff adder, just dying to lash out and bite someone on the neck, aren't you? And who can blame you? You're having a very weird time. Look, they do say, I don't know who they are, but they do say that you're never given more than you can handle. And you can handle a lot. But even your nerves can be stretched, and right now you need to take a moment and back away from the world. If you're looking for a career change, meanwhile, the courage and the energies are there for you after Friday's new moon. You have the power to make huge amounts of money now. As long as you don't cut corners or do something incredibly moronic, And be polite to the authority figures. They're in the mood to zap you for some reason. So if anyone asks questions or gives you a hard time, apologize. Even if it's not your fault, and walk away. Sometimes arguments just aren't worth the hassle. That's it for Scorpio. Sagittarius, my little hedgehog. Those mind games are really beginning to fascinate you, maybe a little more than they should. Don't waste this delicious new energy on garbage. If you're too busy messing with other people's heads to explore your own, you might miss out on a few gold nuggets. There's genius in that mind of yours. It's just too darn lazy to drag itself off its butt and make itself known. If you need some help, look out for someone who'll be a fantastic influence and maybe even force you to take charge of your life at last. Delicious sex is also an option as your endless magnetism goes up a notch. You're fascinated by people with brains and something interesting to say. Don't settle for second best. This week you get to take your pick. That's it for Sagittarius. Capricorn, my little butternut. You know how you love to check out the shortcuts, and it's true, the ability to find them is definitely a gift, but not this time. This time you're too ambitious and it's clouding your vision, convincing you that the occasional casualty is an acceptable part of the deal. Take very good care. If you just stick to the standard route, you'll get what you want anyway, with no pain necessary. Of course, it may take a few extra days to get the deal right, but that's okay. Friday's new moon is sending you off on a fabulous new adventure anyway. So you may even change your mind about what you want. occasionally, just occasionally, you have to be a little flexible. You can do that, can't you? Go out and have a drink with someone. You've forgotten how to relax. That's it for Capricorn. Aquarius, my little rosebud. You're so much more sensitive than you pretend to be, and nobody ever gets that because you never say anything. You just look straight through whoever upset you, making them even madder and even more cruel. So this week's lesson is about showing how you really feel, not saying mean and clever things to hide your agonies. This could be a great time for you. There's luck on your side. There's a delicious new kind of confidence in your own weirdness, but you'll still have to watch your relationships, all of them. Try once a day to go out and hug someone. You might even find you like it, and use Friday's new moon to reassess your whole love life. There's someone really interesting out there, someone who likes you just the way you are. That's it for Aquarius. Pisces, my little tadpole. Tell everyone who's clamoring for your attention that you'll be available next month, or maybe the month after, and then make sure you are, at least occasionally. For now though, workaholism seems to be your addiction of choice. And since Pisces always has to have at least one addiction, that's not a terrible one. But for now, even when you're not working, you're working. And if you must, you must. Even though a few breathing exercises might help keep your stress levels down, just remind yourself that this too will pass as soon as you stop behaving like a complete loony. Still, your efforts are paying off. Friday's new moon brings in a fabulous new cycle with much more money and maybe much more sanity. It's a possibility. Teach yourself some time management. It's what's needed now. Taking 2 days to clear your desk is just nuts. Try delegating or leaving the mess where it is. That's it for Pisces. Aries, my little superstar. As of now, it's more money, more opportunities, more applause, more adoration, but less health. Behind that irresistible smile lurks a very wobbly little pair of legs that are dying to sit down. Take a break. No one will mind or even notice probably. After all, what is the point of being fabulous if you're lying flat on your back? Besides, Friday's new moon brings even more fantastic opportunities to make your mark, if that's what you're still doing. You don't want to waste them because you're too tired to get off your butt. On the other hand, you might think about a few other things that make up a life, like friends, family, lovers, mindless fun. Any of those had a look in lately? Or are you too busy being a big deal? Ah yes, there's that wonderful smile again. Stop taking yourself so seriously. It's no fun on your own. That's it for Aries. Taurus, my little chocolate muffin. How about looking at all of this in a different way? You could feel burdened by all the responsibilities, or you could feel genuinely proud of yourself for taking care of whatever needs to be done. Responsibility is amazingly an incredible gift, even if it doesn't feel that way. The fact that there are people willing to trust you is a huge compliment. Still, part of that is recognizing when to share the chores. So no, this does not mean you'll be working even harder to support a useless bunch of idiots. It means that you need to trust them as much as they trust you and realize that everyone has their own way of doing things. Besides, if you died, they'd have to cope. So how about teaching them to fly while you're still around? They may surprise you. Besides, you have journeys to plan. Nice ones. That's it for Taurus. Gemini, my little petunia. This is good stuff. 2 new moons in 1 month, the second is on Friday, always means prosperity, especially for you. So if there are deals to be done, get busy and focus on the details, no messing about. The love life, on the other hand, needs a little help. New relationships, and even some of the old ones, are suddenly demanding the kind of attention that you're really afraid to give. The long-standing relationships will probably survive, provided you keep those insane opinions to yourself. But the others, that's up to you and how much you actually care. The career, meanwhile, is going really well. For once, you're actually really stimulated by your work. Hold that feeling. It's the reason why we do what we do. That's it for Gemini. Cancer, my little cupcake. What is it that's bugging you so much? Is it that your progress seems so slow? Don't worry about that. This is your moment to share resources, as in you borrow theirs. And don't fret too much about paying back the favors. Your star is on the rise, with fabulous new prospects coming in on Friday's new moon. In fact, Thursday and Friday are great for unexpected wealth. You need to beef up your communication skills though. You're not making much sense at the moment, and everyone's wondering what the heck is going on in your mad head. Love, for instance, could use a spot of romance to jolt it back into action. Friends, a phone call. Meanwhile, just remind yourself that your life is exactly as it's supposed to be. But that doesn't mean you can't change the parts you don't like. And yes, it really is up to you. That's it for Cancer. Leo, you gorgeous creature with a fabulous hairdo. Are you looking for some excitement in your life? For a start, be very careful what you wish for. Excitement can take a million forms, so be very specific about your desires. The universe is extremely literal. Even so, the planets are sending special rays to help you move into a better space. Take particular note of all the budgets though, and get receipts. In this mood you'll easily spend, everything you have. And even more easily take on everyone else's problems just because you figure you're the one with all the powers. Which of course you are. But still, behave. How about joining a charity to help focus all that energy? Then you can get back to turning yourself into a squillionaire. After all, it's much easier to help when you're rich, isn't it? That's it for Leo. Thank you, you delicious creatures, for listening to Astrology with Linda Shaw. If you'd like to subscribe, just press the button thing. It's free, and if you have a little question, tweet me on @TheLindaShaw, one word. You have a great week. Remind yourself how fabulous you are. Bye now.